Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today for the Tuesday's tips and techniques, I have a little bit different. Well, it might be different to some of you, and some of you it might be old, but stamping on designer series paper and then doing a paper piecing technique with that. If you are like me, which some of you might be, I am not very good at coloring in those outline images. I've been playing with the blends and I've been getting some really nice results with that, but I still do not call myself a watercolorist. I struggle with that. But it is easier with the blends. But when I see those big outline images, I kind of cringe and think, what am I going to do with that? So a lot of times I try different techniques with the outline images because that seems to work for me. Hi Judy, hi Ruth, thanks for joining me. So tonight we're going to be using the Magnolia. It's the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set, which is a huge outline image stamp set. So when I first looked at it, I'm like, what am I gonna do? A lot of coloring, and I've seen some gorgeous, gorgeous cards out there using the stamp set. But I am just not a watercolorist. I try, and I just don't get the same results that everybody else out there does. So I did a little bit different technique with it, and I'm going to show you that tonight. So let's change the camera. There we go. And so this is the card that I'm going to show you how to make. And the Magnolia on this card is stamped on designer series paper. So the print that I used, I thought was perfect for that Magnolia. It's got shading and shadowing. It's very hard to see in the camera. If you go to my blog, www.thestampcamp.com, you might see a better picture of it because I think still pictures are better than the video. But I'm going to show you how I did that technique. The stamp set, again, is the Good Morning Magnolia. It actually comes in two boxes. You got a little Magnolia here and then the bigger one. And then we also have a little flyer for beginners. And in that flyer is a kind of a medium size, I would say. It's in between these two of another Magnolia that is only in that beginner brochure. So I'll be featuring that as soon as I get mine. And then it also has coordinating dies. So you can die cut out, which is what I did for my flower here, the images. So let's get started on the technique. So the designer series paper that I went with is the Perennial Essence designer series paper. It's the print that reminds me of a canvas picture, and this is gorgeous on this side, but on this side you can see I was practicing with my blends, is what I used to stamp that Magnolia on. So first we're going to stamp it on our old olive cardstock. Now I did not do my sample with the Stamparatus, but it's such a little piece I'm stamping on. I thought I'm going to give it a try tonight, and if it didn't stamp good, I can ink it again and stamp it again. That's one very nice thing with the Stamparatus, because I'm going to put my stamp set underneath there. That just kind of builds it up so I'm working at about the same level. Oops. Oh, shoot. Good thing I didn't ink that up yet. We're going to flip that over. And I just want to make sure that we're going to be stamping in the correct spot. Now I think, because I haven't really played with my Stamparatus all that much yet, I think you're supposed to put the cardstock in the corner, but because it's a small piece and I'm using a big stamp on a small piece, I didn't want to go right to the corner. And up. That looks good. And then your magnets will hold that in place. So I'm going to just put my magnets on here now that I got it where I want it. Make sure my magnet is not getting in the way of my stamp. Perfect. Okay, starting over now. We're going to ink that up. So again, what I was saying, if you, with the Stamparatus, because it'll stamp in the same spot every time, if it didn't get stamped really well the first time, you can re-ink it and stamp it again. It will go right in the same spot. So let's see. All right, I think I want a little bit, well, you're not going to see that. The only thing you're going to see is the leaf. So that looks pretty good. Now, my magnets click together. They are very strong. So just be aware of that. And they're a little harder to get taken apart. Now, I just want to make sure that my flower is going to be into the designer series paper. And it doesn't have to be straight or anything because we're going to hand cut that out. So now all we have to do is just ink up the flower portion. And stamp. So now this time, it's pretty good, but I'm going to just give it another ink just so you can see how you can go right over the top. And you get a nice dark impression. So I love that. So we are done with the Stamparatus. I won't put that down because I don't want to get ink on my pad. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a scissors and you are going to cut that out, which I won't bore you with that because I've already got one cut out for you. Now look at I stamped this one once. I wasn't using my Stamparatus, and look at with the Stamparatus how dark. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but this has got a lot darker in the black. So when you cut it out and you're doing paper piecing, you want to go very close to the line. So I almost always stamp or cut right on my black line. I don't leave any edge showing. Now you can take liquid glue or you can just do your adhesive. I'm using the Fast Fuse. You want to make sure that you get all the edges so that it doesn't curl up and it looks like it was actually stamped. And then you're just going to match that in. Just like that. The wonders of not having to color in, and it looks gorgeous. It's got the shading already into the paper, but that's how you can use your designer series paper. You can even do some that have a very tiny faint image in, but a lot of the prints now are coming just like streaked or marbled, just a little bit different. So my base of my card is the petal pink, which I thought went wonderful with the designer series paper there. And then I have a little piece of black to mat that on. I'm going to close up my ink pad. Well, I'm going to stamp my thanks from the same stamp set right here towards the bottom. Just like that. I can go ahead and attach this to the black. Just like that. I'm going to take some of this is also in the Magnolia suite. It comes with another spool of ribbon, so you get the 2 spools. But I just wanted I don't know if this is Old Olive, but it looked like Old Olive to me. And I'm just going to tie a double bow meaning I just did 2 strings, just like that. Clip my end, trim, take a glue dot, place that wherever you want it, put your little bow on there, and then I am going to put some dimensionals on the back. And attach this to the front. This is a very quick and easy technique, and it's a great way to not have to color in that image. If you're like me, I struggle with my coloring. No matter how much I practice, I still see people out there with such gorgeous, gorgeous cards. I'm envious. So pick up, I'm using the wrong end. I've got to have my pick tool end here. Put my bling on. Just kind of wherever, random. And then I'll add a piece to the inside. The petal pink is a lighter color, but I like to have white on the inside of my cards. Either white or the berry vanilla. So there's your quick and easy technique for today. Paper piercing and stamping on the Designer Series paper. That is it. Gorgeous. Love it. And a little show and tell of the Stamparatus. I got to play with that some more. I just hauled it out tonight. So that is my Tuesday tip and technique for you today. I hope that you learned a little tip or two along the way. I wrap washi tape on my magnets so I can pull them apart. Didn't you show it? I don't think I showed you that trick. That's a good trick. I'm going to have to remember that. So thanks for the tip. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. If you learned something tonight and you enjoyed it, yeah, make sure that you share my videos. I appreciate that very much. If you would like to place an order, go to my blog, www.thestampcamp.com. And if your order is under $150, don't forget to use that hostess code right there, and you will get all my free PDF files for this month, which you'll find on my blog as well. So that is it for tonight. Thanks for stopping by.